pretty damning criticism from, Liverpool captain Virgil van Dijk, James, and some familiar issues in front of goal. Yeah, Haley, and once again a failure to find the back of the net, once again. That's now the third time in their last 5 matches that they've fired blank. And as has been the case all season, they've lacked a clinical edge in front of goal. Darwin Núñez has had some brilliant opportunities in recent weeks, but he's now not scored in his last 4 Premier League appearances. He's managed 11 goals in the top flight this season, but he's missed 26 big chances. That's second behind Erling Haaland with 30. But Haaland has scored 20 Premier League goals this season. Now, Mohamed Salah and Luis Diaz, they haven't been as clinical as they would like either. But saying that, only Arsenal and Manchester City have scored more goals in the Premier League this season. But it's going to be a case of the goals not scored, which may come back to haunt Liverpool when it comes to this title race. Let's bring Barton and Joe back in here. What else can we put this drop-off down to? To be honest, I don't think many people before a ball was kicked really believed that they were going to challenge for the title. Look, they'd had such a big summer of upheaval, losing Firmino, Fabinho, Milner, Henderson, huge totems of their success over the last few years. They missed out on their first 2 defensive midfield targets, or at least the main targets in Caicedo and Lavia. They signed an entirely new midfield. It felt like it was going to be very difficult for them to win the title this year. They are on track to finish with 82 points this year. That's 15 more than they finished with last year. They progressed deep in every competition. They've got their hands on the Carabao Cup. It's just not been a disaster. It just feels like at the crucial point of the season, the depth that they had in forward areas, and it probably looked like the deepest attack in the league in many ways, they've all gone cold at just the wrong time. Salah scored 6 goals in 13 games since AFCON. For him, that's fairly average. Núñez hasn't scored in his last 6 appearances in all competitions. No goals and no assists in his last 9. So it felt like at the point where you wanted them to really excel into this season, or excel towards the end of the season rather, and finish on a high note, they've just gone a bit flat. Yeah, I'd completely echo what Dougie said. They've gone cold in attack, but they've also gone cold in defense. They've only kept 2 clean sheets in all competitions since February. And I know Virgil van Dijk, people are talking that he's back to his best. I think he has had a good season, but I think he's been a little bit shaky in recent games. I think Dominic Calvert-Lewin was really dominating him and Ibrahima Konate last night. We heard Jamie Carragher say Konate's really not been good enough for the last few months, and that Liverpool need a new centre back in the summer. Like Dougie said, Núñez, Salah, Diaz, they've all gone off the boil in recent weeks. And actually in the last 4 Premier League games, Liverpool's overall shot conversion rate has been below 5%. That's fewer than 1 in 20 shots that they're taking are going into the back of the net. So just at the crucial point of the season when teams like Manchester City click into gear, Liverpool have just clicked out of gear.